this main dot prefix. That's basically a way how to do cross-linking between pages. Yep.
To answer his question, I have seen people do the equivalent of multi-webs by providing multiple URLs for the query. So on a given server, they might provide some structured prefix before the actual CPI hit.
Okay.
Wiki.curl or whatever. That's one way to create multiple web pages.
Okay, so that you basically have multiple instances of wikis?
Or it just parses the URL before the query one level up
Yeah.
to figure out which one.
Okay.
And the second question is, are the webs flat or are they hierarchically structured themselves?
Okay, the easy answer is that they're flat, actually by design, because you want to have one namespace. If you type meeting minutes here, you want to always to end up on that page. Now,
No, I mean the namespace of the webs.
of the webs, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I misunderstood the question. So is the namespace of the webs flat? And the answer is yes. So you do not have a hierarchy between the webs. At Windows we have like 100 webs, and we've had no need so far to have it hierarchical. What you could, or what we did, like with 100 webs, it's getting kind of long at the home page to list all these 100 webs. So what we are currently doing is restructure this big table that's flat, that lists all webs. We are restructuring just listing it as bullets, and have the bullet indented, and the bullet reflects the org chart of the company. So that.
But that's an explicitly imposed structure.
Exactly.
Not extracted from the web names themselves.
That's correct. Yeah. That's only like a visual fix for this, like showing it as a structure where in reality it's flat. Then within, if I make here a little bit wider. So if you're within a web, so the namespace is flat for all pages or topics, and but here we have this breadcrumb. So I started this internet services page. From there I started a brand new page. If I edit this page and create a new page, then this breadcrumb here will grow. So there's this parenting relationship. Yeah, great.
Doesn't Twiki have hierarchical webs?
Right, so there is a derivative or fork of Twiki. It's called Twiki. That's done by Thomas Weigert. I think he's Motorola. And they actually made or extended Twiki to support hierarchical webs, a hierarchical web structure.
How would you make a link to something entirely off that server? Just a standard HTTP?
Right. So if I go here,
you're going to want
so
two doubles.
Oops, 2 slashes probably.
Yeah.
So just type in the URL. It links for you automatically, right?
Okay.
So you end up at Google. You also can.
I do the Ahref.
There is equivalent to Ahref. There's like it's this syntax here.
Okay.
Whoops. So you can give it another name. Maybe I would like to quickly show how to link. Or actually, no, let's see that. That's fine. Let's look at this. So it looks like this. Now, the question actually, I didn't answer a question of a previous question, how to create a new web. So this, on most sites, this is access restricted. Only administrators can create new webs, but you can configure that. So I just call it new web. Or actually, let me first discuss how to jump to a page. I can just type in here web notify. I know that this page exists in the sandbox web, and all of those folks will be bugged by email if something changes. Okay. Then I can go to the codef web web notify, just with a dot. Then I jump to a different web location in a different web. Now I can jump to codef just with a dot. I will jump to the web of that name, to the home of that web, to the home of that codef web. Now I want to create a new web, so it's similar to creating a new page. So let's talk about food. Create a web about food, or actually I prefer sushi. So it's just type sushi and a dot, and it says that this web does not exist. And so now I just create this new web here. You can say I want to have it the default the web structure or the page content based on the default web or some other existing web. So I'll give it some description and just create a web, and that's it.
Is that copying or inheriting based on web?
That is copying content.
Are those no spams getting put in automatically?
We hadn't had any automatic updates or spam problems like this.
No, I mean the word no spam in the email address.
Okay. I misunderstood, yeah. No, 2.5. So this is like a spam padding, because we had some harvesting problem in the past. So if you look here in edit mode, there's no spam padding, and that's Twiki puts it in. That's one preference setting that you can control. Yeah, Grant?
One more question. From a knowledge management perspective, can you describe the ref by and how it's useful?
Okay. So the question, what the ref by means, and mainly from knowledge management perspective. Ref by means like referred by. So if I click on this page, on this link here, I will find out what other pages point to this page here. So backlinks. And that's, if you are the author or working on some content, then it's also interesting to find out what other folds point or pages point to your page. So that's, for this, it's
useful during the move of a page too.
Right, so there is, if I go to let's show that quickly, how to do moves or renames. So I go to the brand new page here that we just created. I go to the more, and here I can rename the page. Rename. So I just call it now brand new page rename, and it already lists all the pages that like the backlinks, and I can selectively say to fix those links or not.
When you don't fix them, they still point on the right page afterwards?
Can you say that, please?
If you don't fix them, they still point on the right page?
No, if you don't fix, for example, if I take out this here and I rename the page, then on this originating page here, after the rename, you will have a question mark.
Okay. How is that generally stored on the server? Is this just the pages, kind of like the CVS repository?
Okay, so how the content is stored on the server? Because the Twiki has a storage backend. It's a very pluggable storage backend, and currently there are two storage backends. Both are file-based. One is just a flat file system. So basically each web is a directory on the server. And then each page has then this page data, which is a text file, plus one history file. It's an RCS history file, so it's a comma V file. And so one storage backend uses the native RCS, so calls the external RCS commands, and then the other storage backend does this RCS in parallel. So there are some talks about creating a database backend. Yep.
Is there something equivalent to a sitemap? Would there be like an index or some graphical representation of all the stuff you have linked together?
Right.
To even to denote some of the question mark pages maybe?
Right.
Trying to
So
get this stuff.
the question is if there's some way of a sitemap where you see like a map, graphical map of all the pages with the relation. There are several ways that does that. So Twiki out of the box does not support that. So the only thing that you see in Twiki out of the box is this index, which shows you just a flat list of all pages in the current web. There is an add-on called what's the name again?